AC power cables. The biggest lie in audio, or the biggest truth? I've always been skeptical about power cables. The question is very simple. If the electricity is the same, why does the system sound different? If you don't believe cables can influence sound, I'll tell you what Paul McGowan once said. Get your ass over here, sit in that chair, and you'll understand. With great power comes great responsibility. Someone once said. Was it Spider-Man? I don't know, but whoever said it was right. There is a lot of power running through a power cable. And this is where your music actually starts. So yes, its responsibility is very high. There are power cables, like the AudioQuest Dragon, that can improve a HiFi system and at the same time cause serious damage to your wallet. If you can afford it, go for it. But if, like me, you don't have that kind of money, then you really should watch this. From an engineering point of view, power cables are extremely important because they are highly susceptible to electromagnetic interference. When two conductors run parallel to each other, the longer they run together, the more inductance is created. Inductance increases impedance at higher frequencies, effectively acting as a filter. To minimize this, engineers recommend keeping conductors as far apart as possible. Since that's not easy to do in a cable, one effective solution is braiding the conductors, which reduces the length of parallel runs and therefore inductance. Shielding is also important for filtering radio frequency interference, because any cable can act like an antenna. However, proper shielding requires space between the conductors and the shield itself. Connecting the shield to ground on one side only, the side connected to the power source, helps reduce RF noise while avoiding ground loops. The other end of the shield should remain disconnected. Finally, using high-quality cable and connectors is also of great importance. To build this cable, I used Klotz copper loudspeaker cable with a total cross-section of 3 mm, a pair of high-quality Furutec Schuko plugs, and a high-density braided insulation sleeve. I tinned the cable ends to ensure better contact with the plugs, connected one plug first, and then braided the two conductors around the ground conductor along the cable. Finally, I covered the cable with the braided sleeve. This cable introduced clear improvements in system sound, a better sense of silence between notes, improved high-frequency extension, and tighter, more controlled bass. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think power cables really make a difference? Or do you think this is all audiophile placebo? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.